there is something that I just cannot hold in myself and within myself, and that I want to share with you all, those who are new, and especially those who coming back and have been asking me questions. You know, stakes are high right now in the world with resolving very senseless, very brutal wars. And I want to share something that I believe very strongly in. I know that this war would not be forever. It would not last as long like many leaders want. And the reason, one of the reasons that they won't be able to prolong it forever is not only the cutting of help, you know, the West, especially United States, getting sick and tired of everything, all this, sorry guys, no, it's gonna lose my hair, all this, you know, all this nonsense that has been going on. One of the reasons would be surprising that I know that this war will have to end, and these people will have to stop to doing what they have been doing all this time. You know, all this mess, all this money laundering, and all the nasty demonic catastrophic things that has been going on, all the sacrifice that has been going on. I strongly believe that, you know, one of the reasons that they will have to stop all of this altogether is at some point, very soon, actually, Ukraine is about to run out of men. And one thing that women in Ukraine, the mothers of Ukraine, will never allow is for their 18-year-old children to be drawn to war. I want to warn you with all, you know, all the uh, mm, content, everything I share, and so on. There is one thing that I'm not sure you're aware, and I wanna tie this up. I talk a lot about femininity and masculinity and all this and polarity and how this balance ruins the world. But I want to tell you something. When masculinity does not protect and provide, like in this case, if you watch my previous live, we talk about Zelensky, who is definitely not straight. He doesn't have interest of his people. He doesn't care how much people he sacrifice. When this happens, when the masculine betrays what they supposed to bring, which is life threatening, when you need protection and security, feeling protected, safe, and secure. And when the masculine fails, the feminine rise. I want to tell you one thing 100%. Ukrainian women, Ukrainian mothers are not going to sacrifice their young 18-year-old children. If this would come to that, if the situation would come to that, I feel very bad for all the people in the government and so on, because our women, the aggression, the protectiveness, the movement against this mess, that would be on every channel, because women would come out of everywhere, uh, of all the cities, in all the cities on Ukraine. And I feel for those. I would really, the government should really fear that, because they will take apart all of them. That's one thing that have not happened yet, but I very much understand our mentality. And if you can imagine like a lioness attacking someone. If the lion is not there, that is what's going to happen. It's going to be ruthless. And they know that in the government. That's why they're so desperate to try to prolong, to try to hold on, to try to not have election, because they know they're cooked. They know that Ukrainian women will never allow that. Ukrainian mothers will never allow their children to be drawn to war. It's different with the adults. Not it's different, but when it's come to children, yeah, Ukrainian gay president is gonna be cooked. Like there is no tomorrow. I don't even know what will happen to him. They will find him, as we say in Ukraine, they will find him under the ground. They will find him under the pavement. I don't know how to understand. Like they will they will find him, and he will regret that he was born, because there is no more furious creature in this world than a woman that is trying to protect her child, so they better finish this mess, and if you watched my previous live today, I was talking about, we were talking about how men who have wrong priorities, who are worrying about their hair gel, or wearing ties and heels, and just weird, who are into this really weird stuff, who are not straight men, who don't follow their natural instincts. They really threat to the family and to the world, and we can see that this is not just some whimsical concepts. I've never believed that a man in high heels and ties would sacrifice his life or even try to protect. But in this case, it's not that they are trying or not to protect. I feel that they add more oil to the fire. They entice these things, and this has to end. Of course, we have some important things going on. We have so-called negotiations, but people are losing patience, and so I do have very strong beliefs that it's not going to last as long as they would like it to. And of course, there are other things I don't really want to talk about. My channel, this channel really is not political, so not supposed to be, but I'm trying to share some logic and some concepts. I think that they're going to have very harsh reality and realize that nobody will support them, not outside the country, not inside the own people. When your own people turns against you, when you want to sacrifice a woman for the women and children for the war, you this is going to backfire. He is literally a president who want to sacrifice women and children. 18 years old, young men, they're children still. Doesn't matter that it's a legal age. When you want to sacrifice the future of the country, the life of the country, when you want to sacrifice women and children for your own gain, you won't end up very well, and it means that you're coming to the last point. You coming to the point of no return. I was watching a video when they were talking about one of the, I think it was Delusionary. He was talking about how they can really see women in the war. I was doing something, in around the house, and I don't watch or listen a lot, very very little when it comes to this kind of news. And when he said, yeah, he was like, yeah, I really see, women joining the effort, women joining the forces. I'm just like, you don't know what those women are capable of if you touch their children or take them away from their children. You don't know what you're asking for. Women, like, objectively, men are stronger, but women are furious. And some Lance wrote about Mama Bear. Yeah, that's gonna be Mama Bear in a nutshell. It's just, it is, you don't even know. We don't even know, we don't ever want to know what a woman could do to protect her child and to save their life. So I think that the people in general are gonna be outraged because we choose leaders to have protection. We choose that frame. We choose these people. People pay their taxes, and you do all these things to have protection. You don't choose these leaders to sacrifice your future, sacrifice your children. But then again, we do have, I'm making these videos, and some people really, I know, writing me very positive feedback. Some people are very unhappy about things I'm talking about, but these things that I am too too strict on these issues. But let's look at what happened when we are not strict with these issues. Let's take a look when men losing their place in the world, when they try to confuse you, when they try to tell you all these things, when they try to confuse men, talk them out of their strengths, of their power, of their leadership. A man who's uh, connected with his major instinct to protect, he will never be okay at no amount of money, sacrificing future of the country, sacrificing children, sacrificing everything that was built. There is no amount of material gain that could make a man who is truly strong and masculine. There is no gain. You can't gain those. That doesn't. None of that matters. When you're risking of losing everything you have. So yeah, I find it very, very devastating. But and this is a moment, where women take over the role of men. When men fail to protect us, we take these things in our hands. We handle this business. Sadly, it should not be this way. But I'm telling you once again that they're gonna be an overturn of power unless Ukraine will they would be unless things get negotiated and they will stop dragging our men, women, and children into war at this point. They have a plan. They have a plan of dragging everybody into war, and I don't think this is a working plan. I don't think that is a working plan. At this rate, the outrage will be immense. The outrage would be absolutely out of control. They won't able to control it. So I do have, yes, things are very complicated and the world is hanging by the thread right now. And many people don't want the tragedy to end. Nevertheless, this is the true. We will see the true power of mothers that will never, it doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter what the reward, so to speak, is, that you just don't give up your child at any price. You don't give up it to this horrible mistake that the government allowed. So that's it. That's all I want to say, my dear friends. Just my chest is burning over this, and I just think this what happens when people choose a man that cannot lead. You can pay for life with it. That's why I always talk about this. I see that in masculine feminine imbalance and what it does to every area of life, from personal to just every area of life. And our modern society try to do everything to compromise that balance. It's really, really sad. Sorry, guys. I'm having allergy. I'm having allergy for the beautiful flowers, which, we are blessed to witness beautiful spring. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the. Wait, I don't mean to put anybody in a timeout. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Lance. Stan is saying the wolf pack leader follows the pack so that no other animal can attack from behind. They keep the group safe. Yes, sounds like protection technique. Yeah, Hello, Joshua. Thank you. I'm very well. Thank you guys for everybody that have been supporting the channel. Everybody who is new, thank you for stopping by. Elizabeth, hello. Mike, thank you. Patrick, thanks. Hello. Somebody from countries with hieroglyphs. Hello. Can I read that? Thank you. Thank you, Lance. Yes, definitely a mama bear, and they will tear all these politicians. I'm telling you, the overturn of power the women will simply not sacrifice their kids. I don't care what they have to say, but yeah, we are done with all this stuff, with all this human sacrifice. It's just absolutely awful. It's just absolutely awful. It just, uh, just absolutely, absolutely uncalled for, has no sense to continue this, and only an insane person can deny that it's time to do everything to have peace. Only an insane person can deny that. Yeah, so this is, a true example. A true example of, if men won't protect, that the women will have to rise and protect. But I can guarantee you that most of the Ukrainian women not looking forward joining any kind of forces, not because they are weak, not because they are not passionate, not because they can't fight. Most Ukrainian women understand that their first responsibility is taking care of the kids, and they will not give up that privilege and that right. And I was listening to this guy, one of these leaders. He was saying how, yeah, Ukrainian women will take over the take over the forces, like take over that they will join the forces. I'm sorry guys, my allergy is killing me today. I have like a little bit of blurry blurry mind from that, but yeah, I don't think that that would be the case. Yes, there's Rasa could be some younger women. There could be some ladies that maybe want to show something or in the wrong circumstance, but in general, women would not be eager to join any kind of forces because they know that that is not their role, and they will not let these men to sacrifice their lives um, for their endless gain. I just could not believe how casual Zaluzhny said about this. He's like, yeah, we looking to optimize like our strengths by involving women in the military force and in the fields, to fight against uh, Russian aggression or whatever he was saying. I was just like, really? You are a dude. You sitting here in your suit and you dare to say that. And you dare to say that. Yeah. Hey, John. Yeah, exactly. I'm talking today that I know that this war will end because the Ukrainian women, they can deal with a lot, they can go through a lot of struggles, but they are not about to sacrifice their children when they are running out of men and they're after 18-year-olds and after women to join the forces. They don't know what our women are capable of. I hope they are bracing. They don't know what our women are capable of, uh, the yeah, I wish them luck. No, seriously, I talk about a lot about, natural, that women naturally follow and they are, soft and kind and patient, but you don't want to mess with a woman if you um, go on a territory of, where you don't want to cross the boundaries when it comes to child. There is no woman that about to leave her child and fight that stupid war. There is no woman that would celebrate her child 18th birthday and will bring him to the military recruitment office. So I think that the outrage is, I mean, it's already brewing. I'm in touch with family and friends. It's already brewing. They just don't know the backlash of it. I knew somebody who used to wear a short. He used to wear a short. Something like, I have a Slavic wife. I afraid of nothing. I think they had a different wife, like different ones. Like I have a Ukrainian wife. I afraid of nothing. I have a Russian wife. I afraid of nothing. But basically, doesn't matter what ethnicity. It used to make me laugh. I have couple of friends that make these kind of shorts, t-shirts. I don't know if they still do them, but out out there in Detroit area, they had this short business, but a lot of a lot of a lot of guys in America, who sur- who surviving who survived, marrying a Slavic woman would say that they kind of like that short is reassuring. Like nothing scares me, I'm married to a Slavic woman, nothing scares me, or I'm afraid of nothing. I find it funny, but it's very relevant. Yes, they John is saying, yeah, I know what the Slavic woman is capable of. Yeah, imagine that, 10x, 100x, 1000x, you know there is a lot of passion. We're not as programmed and tamed as most Western people. I feel like Our culture is somewhere in between of East and West. Like we are kind of in the middle. But yeah, you don't want to step on the wrong territory. And I hope it won't come to that. I want to make it clear. I hope that it absolutely won't come to that. And I hope that they will have some sense and agree and sign those stupid documents and start to settle. The only thing could be done is settle. And every day that pass, the settling going to be looking worse and worse, you know? A true leader would always define how to get away uh, from things, how to get away with things without so many sacrifice. You know, a true masculine man is preserving, is protecting. He would never risk what he doesn't have to risk. You know, whether it's family or leadership. You know, country leadership. It's in every area of life. So yes, I believe that this will have to end. Of course, there are very obvious reasons, you know, when you don't have a backup and everybody speak a lot, but you actually will not get any help. I completely understand why, you know, the US wants to cut off the help because that's the only way to force them to stop is to stop financing that. And I know very many people are upset. They don't understand that the endless tragedy, the endless loss of people will not bring what they are hoping to get. Only the being forced to stop, knowing that there is no other way, no other choice but stopping. That's the only way. Yeah. And you know, this is another thing that John is saying. Yeah, they're going to remove Zelensky and crew and stop people. Talk to your side, Russia. Yeah. You know, another thing is, oh my gosh, I'm losing my thought. Yeah, another thing that, you know, a respectable man understand his responsibility and his image. And I think that the American leader, the American president, is not playing this back and forth, you know, mouse and cat. I said this, I'm gonna do this. This is such a lack of leadership, masculinity, respect for somebody who has more than you, has so much more power than you, has achieved so much more than you. You need to show respect. You don't go back and forth like again like mouse and cat. You have an opportunity to do your best, especially when you don't, the cards are not in your hands. You playing these little games, you're doing all these things. um that doesn't show respect. And I think that this what is going to happen because I think that an American leader lost his patience. You know, when you, I can only relate to, you know, like entrepreneurial side of it. You know, when you try to negotiate with somebody or you know you try to work out a deal or do something and the person goes back and forth, they want this, no they want that, they, you know, you realize it will cost you more to go back and forth than refuse this offer. You understand that this person does not respect your boundaries, they don't have skills, they are too squirrely, they cannot hold to their words, so you just disregard them. You don't even care what they say anymore. And I think that Donald Trump decided, the president decided to disregard this whole mess, this embarrassment. I don't think that Ukrainian government realized how they set themselves up for not taking opportunities and being so unreliable and so not trustworthy. So that's another thing, what we love about men, again, family, government, organizations, when men takes a decision and he sticks with that. That is one of the most important thing, when you take a decision as a man and you stick with it. Nobody, a man who respects himself is not going to be dealing with the one who's just, you know he's everywhere and he's nowhere at the same time. It feels like pure disrespect, you know on a personal level. I can tell you that, for example, a woman that respects herself is not going to deal with a man that cannot do a simple thing such as show up on time, be presentable and show up on time, because a smart woman would make your mind about that and never give another chance. You know, there is no point of giving, if you didn't get shot with the first bullet, why would you give a second chance to get that bullet? Make sure that now you're gone. When somebody shows you, you can't trust them. They're not on time. They're changing, canceling, saying yes and saying no. It's unaccepted. And so, yeah, I think that you're absolutely right. I think that's what we're gonna have. Yeah, it's so very sad, guys. I really don't wanna really. I took a whole weekend off, 3 days, not even think about it. It's just too much. It's just too much. I honestly don't understand. I'm gonna finish with this. I don't understand how someone can sleep at night and knowing that all of the suffering, all of the destruction, you are causing all of that. Yeah, that was weird. Going like this, where this. I mean, I'm telling you, this is we really have to. Sometimes you feel like you have no voice, no power, nobody gonna know, but you never know who is listening. You never um knowing who is watching. So we all have more power and more voice than we think. If people would be more aware, they would make better decisions, could make much better decisions on who we pick, but again, I could not imagine how any of these people um, that do not resolve this conflict, this situation, how you just go take a nap, how you go enjoy your dinner, or do anything when you know that because of your indecision, because of your oh my gosh, I'm trying not to, because of the way you handle things, the things are literally going to hell because of you. Like, you are the person that causing, you're at least half of all this mess, and you just chatting and giving interviews and taking photos, posing for the magazines when you need to be doing something else. Yeah, very very sad, my dear friends. That's the reality, but yes, I know approximately what's going on. I know there's a very important meeting coming up, but I absolutely had to take a family break for this last weekend, and I hope that every single one of you was able to spend some time with family and friends, and just having a peaceful moment. It's I really don't want to talk about these things on my channel. I think hopefully soon enough, this will be in the past. And ladies who are watching me, I know I have a few, and yeah, I'm working on some very feminine content for another channel that's in the making, because I absolutely need to have an outlet. This kind of situation is just so very devastating and so very sad that I need a creative outlet that is completely, not connected to all these events. Yeah, exactly. And everything being formed, um, have knowledge in order to be able to keep order and peace. Yeah, like at some points they need to start, qualifying people before they hire them, for all of this, So, all right, my dear friend, yes, my dear friends, thank you so much for joining. Um, it's always so good to see you, and I really appreciate your kind words, your comments, your shares, your ideas. And oh my God, this the things I see when I do my live shows. Yeah, you know, if just couple people, if all it takes is just that's weird. Sorry, if for some of us, to raise our standards, awareness, and everything else, then I'm not just wasting um, time doing all this and connecting with you. I think that sometimes you just want to talk with somebody who have a glimpse of common sense. So I hope that you enjoy the talks, and I will soon enough I will decide exactly, what the channel, what the focus of the channel will be. Right now I just absolutely have to share and connect, and I want to say special thank you to those of you guys who have been supporting me on my other platforms. Thank you so very much. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Thank you, my dear friends.